Kia ora, Lara here, and today for my 14 days of Christmas share I'm actually going to create a little gift idea. It's a super simple one, uses some of our gorgeous pattern papers and just puts them into a little folder that you can then also make some cards. So part one is making the little folder, and part two that I'll share in a few days time is making some cards to go in it. So a real simple sketch design that you can use to make quite a few cards for quite a few different purposes. So first up, I am trimming the pattern paper so that it is 12 by 10 inches. So then I'm going to change the blade. So I've changed the cutting blade over to a scoring blade, and I'm going to score this at 4 inches from what will be the bottom. And so this part, the smaller part, will be folded into the middle of it. Then I'm going to create sort of a bit of a spine on it. So I'm cutting this at 5 3/4 and 6 1/4. So it just creates a little bit of room for the bulk of the cards that are going to go in the folder. So now that I've scored them, I am going to just fold up. I should have found my bone folder, but I didn't. See this gorgeous paper underneath from Close to My Heart. It's one of my favourite papers that's an all year paper, which is great. So folding it up, which is going to be a flap that the cards can sit in, and then folding on each of those spine pieces and keeping the base as even as possible, which should be really easy with the scoring. So you can see there I've got that spine and I've got that flap there ready to stick down. So I'm using the tacky tape here. It's just a little bit stronger. In the past I've done little booklets like these and I've grabbed my sewing machine out and I've just sewn right round. Just trying to keep this really simple, really easy. It's a great little gift for people that you're not sure what to get them, because you're going to put in some cards that they can sort of use over the next year. It's something that you know how you're going to a birthday, or kids are going to a birthday, or there's something like that, and you're like, I don't have a card. And if you have a little thing like this, then chances are you might have a card. So it could be birthday cards, thank you cards. You could actually do these as sort of themed sets, and it's just a nice way to store some of your different cards that you've got to give to people. But I'm going to be just putting in 6 cards, and 3 or 4 of them will be birthday cards, and the rest will be thank you cards. And I'll be popping the envelopes in them too, and if you could even pop in some stamps if you know that there's someone that's probably going to send them. So I've stuck those down at those 3 different points, and you can see it's sort of got a little bit of a flap there in the middle, and in each of those sides there's going to be 3 cards and 3 envelopes. You could put, I guess, the cards in one side and the envelopes in the other, but we'll work through that when I do part 2 of this video. There needs to be some way of holding the folder closed. So to do this, I am going to attach a ribbon, and in this case I am attaching, it's a black velvet ribbon, and I'm just going to place some of that tacky adhesive just along the back, what will be the back edge of this little folder. So I'm just going to put that all the way across and then press down the ribbon so that it fits really nicely onto the back of the card. Again, when I mentioned before that I've sewn these little folders together, I've often sewn the ribbon just coming out of those wee folds at each of the sides so that it's got its own sort of anchor point. But for this one, I am keeping it super simple, as I said, and I'm just going to stick down that ribbon across where I put the tacky tape, pressing it down, and then I'm able to tie that up at the front, and I'll trim the ribbon so that it leaves a nice little bow. So just getting that ribbon tied, working out how much I'll need. When I'm doing this, I'm sort of also thinking of what's it going to be like when there's cards in there. They're going to be a bit bulkier, and so it will need the ribbon a little bit of length left on there. So here we have a cute little card folder ready for some cards to go in it, and yeah, so I've already gone ahead and done one. That was my practice run on the measurements and things that you can see there, sort of those yellow florals, and then put this one together to show you how to do it. So I hope that this gives you a little bit of a gift idea last minute, or for someone that you're not sure what to get them. Check below for links to the other HOP participants for the 14 days of Christmas, and watch out for part 2 coming soon.